Beautiful Friday evening in Raleigh on the campus of NC State. Series opener on the softball diamond between the 11th ranked Virginia Tech Hokies and the NC State Wolfpack. 2-1 count, or 2-1 pitch on the way to Wyman. Goes off speed, and McMillan bounces it through the left side for a base hit.
And I think, you know, of course, in media and as an audience of the sport, you only have purview to certain things.
There's a base hit right back up the block, so a couple of base runners on here for Virginia Tech.
And to that point, you know, we don't know the wears and tears as it is now. I mean, we're past the halfway point. And so the wears and tears, and also getting the junior experience against a high-level offense is critical, because for this NC State ball club, they're going to have to beat these good teams. They've got
very much a chess match a weekend like this. That's off the end of the bat. Castine's got extra bases. McMillan scores. Chatfield the stop sign at third. And it's 3 consecutive base hits for the Hokies to get it started in the first. It's 1-0.
And we talked about the long ball in the open, but how about the short, compact swings, off speed, low and away? Castine does a great job of killing time in the legs and getting her barrel to it. This is a pitcher's pitch, but Rachel Castine wins this battle. Wyman has to tip her cap, and Virginia Tech scores first.
Again, it's that one's tapped, little spin. Wow, how did that one avoid crossing over the chalk? You got the rare spin back towards the middle of the diamond. And now the bases are loaded.
And Kevin, when you're hot, you're hot. And this Virginia Tech offense has been on fire. And so, I mean, you look at the spin there. I don't know if it had a chance to go. It looked like, although it was spinning mightily, it wasn't moving towards the foul line there. But Kylie Aldridge is a base hit in the scorebook, and 1 for 1 on the day.
Bizarre.
But if for NC State, if they can get out of this with just one, that'd be huge.
Pretty tense first inning. That's in the air, fading down the line, and it's in for a base hit. Couple of runs score. Lynch around third. Yeager delivers with the bases clearing double. A flare was up in the air for a long time there down the line. Ensley couldn't get to it.
Yeah, Taylor Ensley was shaded right center based on Zoe Yeager's spray. Look how far over she was shaded. Had a long way to go. The ball had eyes. Zoe Yeager tacks on 3 more RBI to her total. The sophomore has been clutch for this team, going back to Stanford last weekend, and the wheels on the base path work out for the Hokies, and it is 4-0.
Lone strikeout victim of Wyman today. Trying to get her again. There's a line drive looped into left. And so for a third inning today, Virginia Tech has the leadoff runner aboard.
It's a really nice swing here by Ani Rose. Gets a pitch out over the middle of the plate, but down. A pitcher's pitch. Gets her barrel to it a little bit early. Gets off the end of the bat. But when you have really good bat speed, which is what this Virginia Tech offense has through and through, even when you get it off the end of the bat, good things happen. It looks like Paige Cassidy, the pitching coach, is going to get an explanation on the timing violation from our crew. I wonder if it was called there too, or if Paige Cassidy is just having a conversation.
You'd think that's got to be the conversation right there.
Yeah, fighting for her pitcher there. And
yeah. So Cassidy, by the way, is having a pretty tense conversation now with Carlos Guzman. That's the home plate umpire.
Well, they're having a conversation with her because she is not allowed to approach the umpires. That is only the head coach. And so our crew is reminding her that, hey, technically by rule, this can result in an ejection. And she was saying, hey, I was just asking if that last pitch resulted in a violation. I love that Paige Cassidy's standing up for her pitchers in the circle. I love that fire. Even if she gets tossed, it adds a little fire in the circle. And by the letter of the law, you cannot have an assistant go approach the umpire, but they're just trying to seek clarification, and that's what Pete Demore is saying. You got to hold the letter of the law there. It's very clear assistant coaches cannot go and have a conversation. As soon as they do, they get ejected.
This is about as tense as you're going to see a coach-umpire interaction. We're he's close to the edge here.
Yeah,
both coaches.
Absolutely. Pete Demore said you cannot come out of the dugout and go approach the umpire. This crew, I think, knows that. And Pete Demore is going to say you cannot come out of the dugout, and that is true. And ultimately what this would cause is the pitch caller, Paige Cassidy, the pitching coach, getting tossed from this game if this is held up by the rule book. But it looks like they're going to ignore head coach Pete Demore. And NC State, the Wolfpack fans, I can't tell if it's the Hokies fans or the NC State fans who are getting on the umpiring crew. And it looks like it's the Virginia Tech fans.
Well, we got a couple of coaches that are a little salty here in this situation. Explained perfectly, partner. We're just going to play on here. Virginia Tech trying to get the bunt down, and it's a base hit. Nicely done.
And how about Lila Blackwell, the sophomore, coming off that break and that emotional meeting and drops a bunt right in front of the defense. Great timing on the execution, perfect bunt, uses the wheels. And Virginia Tech within striking distance again here in the top of the fourth.
Got two on, nobody out. Back to the top, very dangerous. McMillan rips it to right. One hops the fence. Runners had to hold. And they're going to get the stop sign here, but the throw goes to third base. You got one runner that is dead here. And the third baseman, Goodwin, did not throw back to first. So she was trying to slap the tag. First off, one runner scored. Goodwin was trying to tag the second runner, Blackwell, that time, but she had gotten back to the base, and McMillan hadn't passed her yet.
Lot to break down here.
Safe.
Whew. First off, Corey McMillan with the shot. And Lila Blackwell gets caught up. Goodwin does not see the runner come home. And Ani Rose, and then Lila Blackwell hung up. And then Corey McMillan hung out to dry too. Goodwin doesn't give it up to anybody. They don't get an out, and a massive missed opportunity for this NC State defense. A lot of emotion. Hokies fans are very loud. I don't know if she heard Ani Rose going home, but ultimately a missed opportunity there. And you can see the freshman now stepping up. Kendall Simmers rallying the troops, and Virginia Tech fired up. They score another.
You know, and I would think maybe the logic there from Goodwin is that just, you know, I can risk a throw to first, or let me just force the runner back. You throw that ball to first, Blackwell might think about going to third. There's a lot of theoretical scenarios that could have played out there.
Yeah, there's a lot there, but there's definitely a strategy. If you give it up to Michaela Marber at first, she can literally walk towards second until Blackwell releases to third. And missed opportunities on both sides of the ball here in the fourth.
Well, she's going to perhaps get a chance at a stolen baseline drive. That's caught. They're going to try to double up. No, instead the throw goes home, and that scores a run. Ensley made the catch and right for the first out, with McMillan having taken off to steal second. I thought she might have thrown to first, but instead tried to get the runner at the plate. Could not get Blackwell. And that's a second run that comes home for Virginia Tech. 2 in scoring position, down 5. That's off the end of the bat, struck towards Castine, bobbled it. One run is in. Here comes the second. Gun down. Castine sticks with it and throws Smith out at the plate.
Yeah, and it looks like Lindsay Leftwich might ask about obstruction. Here we go. And we'll see it. It looks like not gonna throw the replay out, but what a job by Virginia Tech to get out of that one.
Castine sticking with it. Now the Wolfpack do get the run.
A nice job by Rachel Castine to stick with it. Here's her defense telling her 4. Zoe Yeager with the tag. NC State scores 1.
day back in the first. So the Hokies set the tone early. 8th pitch of the at-bat. That is smoked into the gap. Extra bases here for Lynch. Throw coming home. The runner stops at third. And Virginia Tech has a pair of runners now in scoring position with nobody out in the 5th inning, leading 6-2.
This freshman, Jordan Lynch, has been incredible. 13th double on the year and does it with a pitch that out over the white, but is timed up perfectly. The bat speed, the mechanics are there. And Jordan Lynch swinging it like a veteran for this Virginia Tech team. She has stepped in and stepped up as a key presence offensively. And you mentioned Zoe Yeager's double early in this ball game has been the biggest one. That double could turn out to be huge as well.
Here comes the freshman. That pitch gets away from the catcher. It's 7-2 Virginia Tech.
Yeah, it looks like it either hits the hip of Wynn Gore as she's coming through. It looks like an off-speed pitch that just misses. And that one's super unfortunate. Bordeaux doesn't get her chest protector over and kind of create that crescent move to get that ball in front of her. It skips off, and Virginia Tech scores another run.
So still us. Well, if you're Gore, now you deal with Corey McMillan. Swings, blasts it. There it goes. Goodbye. 3-run blast for McMillan to change the complexion of the opener now in the 5th inning.
I don't know how you beat Corey McMillan. So much power in the bat, controls the timing on the move forward, bat speed off the charts. 4 for 4 on the day. They had kept her in the ballpark, but not with this one. Driven out, backside bomb for the senior, her 16th on the year, and it's 10-2 Hokies.
That's a professional swing right there. The only thing prettier, perhaps the twilight, the sunset in the background. Now that's a good backdrop there for home run number 16. Chatfield takes that out of the zone. Sorted out nicely. 0-2 coming with 2 gone. Swing and a miss, and the ball game is over. So it ends up being a complete game for the 3-time all-conference ace in the circle. Lemley allows the 2 hits, struck out 3, and Virginia Tech wins the opener.
And it makes a lot of sense to see it be on the bread and butter of Emma Lemley. And this team tonight, extending the winning streak to 11 games, does it with what we talked about in the open, all 3 phases. 15 hits on the evening for this Hokies offense. Emma Lemley, complete game, gave up 2. The defense played stellar as well. This Hokies team is on fire right now.
They continue.